Hey there guys, welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a while, but between us both having medical issues and
The weather.
the weather, yard mechanic sucks, I'm telling you. But today we are going to be working on a 2001 Honda Civic. We're going to be trying a bolt extraction out of the head. Someone had broke the bolt for the valve cover into the head, so we're going to be drilling that out and trying to extract it. So we'll go ahead and get down here. We'll get started. Here we are, guys. So this has the 4-cylinder, 1.4 liter D17A2 motor. So the bolt we are trying to get out is this one right here. So we're going to try a bolt extraction first, and hopefully we'll be able to get that out of there. So that way we can get the head back on and then reattach the valve cover.
Now, I don't know if I'll be able to get to it or not. Normally, first thing you want to do is make a little ping with a nail punch. I believe that might have got it. Yeah, I don't know if you can see it or not, but I'll give you a little starting point for your drill bit. And since this is a very small one, you got to give it just the lightest amount of pressure. Try not to hit the sides or put too much pressure, you can break it. The goal is to get it deep enough to get this thing in there.
Alright, then for those who don't know, what exactly is that?
This is, people refer to it as an easy out. Basically, you make the hole, and then this right here, these little ridges are reversed from a drill bit so that you can get it in there and they grab, and then you can hopefully extract the bolt, unscrew it like normal. Alright, so I don't know if you can see it on the video or not, but as you can see, I got the little hole drilled, and now we've got this on there. So basically you just want to get down in there, and then it should grab and come directly out. And it actually looks like we were able to save the threads on the inside, so now we don't have to drill and retap the hole. We were able to extract it, easy peasy. Now all that's left is getting everything put back together so that we don't leak any oil, and we should be able to drive it for a while.
Yes. Now that we have that broken bolt out of the head here, we are actually going to start putting everything together. That way you guys can kind of see how to put it back together and take it apart. Because, all you gotta do is just follow the steps in reverse. Because we kind of already had everything taken apart before we started recording. That's our bad. But, yeah, we're just going to take it step by step and show you how it is done.
Well, obviously, first thing you want to do, make sure your maintenance surfaces are clean. Take a scraper, get all the excess of the old gasket off, if there is any, which there usually always is. Just make sure everything's as clean as you can possibly get it. Oh, no. No. On most of these 4-cylinder single overhead cam motors in general, well, pretty much any motor, the valve cover normally goes over top of your cam on both sides. So obviously the gasket is shaped accordingly, but the problem is where this is held on, it doesn't usually produce a good seal around these areas. So a lot of the times, 100% of the time, you want to take a little bit of gasket maker and you want to put around these little corners where this starts to mate, and then just a little bit over the humps. So we're going to go ahead and do that. It don't take much. You're not supposed to touch this stuff with your hands, but far be it for me to take the easy way out now.
Yeah, so you saying that kind of reminds me of this video I saw. This guy was testing some sort of like metallic paste of some sort, saying it's very toxic if you get it on your hand. So I'm going to be using this fake hand here. Puts it on the fake hand and then proceeds to rub it in with his bare fingers.
Sure. All this is in where it's supposed to go. Everything's sitting nice on it. And then these little O-rings that go around your spark plug tubes also need to be good, which these kind of look like they're a little bent. Should be okay though, hopefully. We do intend on doing a head gasket change on this thing later, so it is kind of tricky getting it down on here while keeping the gasket lined up. And then on top of everything else, you also have to line it up with the timing belt cover over here and get it over that lip. See, we have issues back here in the back. They're all popping out of place. bit of finagling, I do believe I've got it sealed good. And then you want to check down in all these holes, make sure that the rubber seals that go around these aren't sitting on top of them. They all look like they've seated good.
Nice.
Everything looks good, but that doesn't always mean it is good.
That is true.
So, alright. And we have these new bolts. Nifty.
Courtesy of eBay, of course.
There's 3 different sizes. The longer ones are going to go in the back. The 2 long ones there we go. And just as a rule of thumb, always try to finger start everything. There we go. Once you know you got everything started, you can go back and
You can reuse one of the old ones. Not all of them broken.
well,
That's the broken one.
that is the broken one. That one's too short. They sent us the wrong one.
So all but one of the bolts were correct. What are the odds?
Okay.
Alright, and now you're just going to grab yourself your wrench and a sweet little 10mm. Your songs didn't grow legs and run away from you.
Well, it always does.
I was about to say, you did not lose my wrench, did you?
Nah, not this time.
Now, when it comes to this, do you want to tighten it in kind of similar to the star pattern like you would your wheels?
I'm sure there is a pattern to it, but I normally do just a crisscross.
Okay.
You can do crisscross, or you can start from the center, work outwards in a spiral. That's normally what you do for heads. But this being just a valve cover, it's good as long as you just don't tighten it down all the way and break the bolt like somebody.
Look, I'm sorry, I got gorilla strength, okay? I just don't know it sometimes.
This is why I recommend you use a torque wrench on everything you do.
Yeah, just bring it up and how many bolts I've broken. Sure. But yeah, guys, when I said someone had broke a bolt earlier in the video, someone was me. I admit it. Fine. I admit it. It's my bad.
Okay, and that should have that secured. Now we just gotta start putting all the stuff back on.
I was about to say, did you just drop that down one of the...
Not this time, boss.
Okay, what you putting on over there?
It's just a bracket. Just the bracket that holds these hoses on one place.
But yes, remember guys, if you just want to take this off yourself, just follow these steps in reverse.
Got all this stuff down here for the alternator. Had to come out of the way. So we'll get that in just a second. Got that. This plugs in right here. This one. Tight spaces, the Hondas. Now definitely on this, make sure 100% that the battery is unhooked. Anytime you do any kind of electrical maintenance, they recommend that you unhook the battery anytime you do any kind of maintenance, but definitely with electrical.
Yes, because I mean, I'm not going to unhook the battery while I'm just doing a tire.
And then plug. Cover. Okay.
Yes, be sure to reattach your throttle body cables. That's a good idea.
Now these can snap too, so you don't want these too tight. Just tight enough to keep them on. Keep them without going anywhere. That way you can actually accelerate.
Yeah, that's for you guys, not for me. Now, another step on this, putting everything back together, is your air box back here in the back. We are missing a clamp. We're waiting for that to get here before we put that on, but other than that, everything is going to be the same. We're reattaching the igniters now.
And again, these are just holding it in place. They don't have to be torqued so tight.
What you looking at me for? Huh? It's not my fault. And then we take this little guy here.
And basically all this does is notify everybody else with a Honda that you're better than them because you have the VTEC.
I could already feel it kicking in. If I was in a seat, I'd be all the way in the back right now. Okay, now just let y'all know that was the hardest piece to put on right there. Alright guys, so as you can see, the best route you can try to do with this is just to try to extract your bolt rather than tapping and dying. Just due to the fact that it saves you the factory threads in the head itself.
Or any bolt hole for that matter.
Any bolt hole, in fact. But, so if we were not able to extract the bolt, we've been having to do a process called tap and dyeing. So what that entails is destroying the threads that are already in there while drilling out the broken bolt that we took out. And then after we proceed doing that, what we do is get the tap and dye set, which we actually have one to show you here. Let me turn the camera around and I'll show you. So this right here is our tap and dye set. So basically what this is after you're done drilling out your hole for the new threads, you're going to take one of these and put it onto a drill. And as you can see, it's got those threads and stuff on there as soon as the camera focuses anyway. Okay, well, it's not one to focus. Sorry, guys. But it has thread cuts in here. So whenever you go to drill, it actually put in new threads for you to thread in a new bolt. Now, sometimes after you do this, you do have to go up a size in your bolt. So it's a hard time trying to find a bolt that you need for that. But a lot of people have support and stuff for this. So sometimes it's not that difficult. It just depends on the bolt.
But what we use to get to extract the bolt is just this little simple extraction set right here. We got this at Lowe's. Well, we got all this at Lowe's actually. So, you know, Lowe's is known for home improvement, not really mechanic work, but you can, you know, mix and match the tools, I guess.
You got to work with what you got. Okay. So that was our bolt extraction for a 2001 Honda Civic with the 4-cylinder D17A2 engine. We hope to see you guys again in our next video, and we hope you find this very informative. We'll see you all next time. This is Tristan.
This is Dustin.
Goodbye.
To my party, we're just getting started. A life is a dream or a nightmare scarring. Hand me